What's going on, people? Keith Moore Jr. here, and today I want to talk about when you should work out while intermittent fasting. But first, I want to lead the discussion off by talking about when I work out currently and why I plan on changing that. So right now, I work out in the evenings when I get home from work. So my work day lasts from about 7 a.m. and I don't get back home until about 6:30 or 7 p.m. So my eating window is from 1 to 7 p.m. or sometimes I may have to push that back if I'm busy at work. So it may be 1:30 to 7:30 or 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. But no matter what, I have that 6-hour eating window. But I generally come home from work, eat dinner, I'll sit down for maybe 30 minutes and then head to the gym. So I'm working out at the end, after my eating window. So I'm not able to work out in between or right before my eating window because of my work schedule. So now I want to do this video to tell you all why I plan on switching over to training fasted. And I'm going to talk about some of the benefits of that. I did find a article or a study that I read through a couple of times, and I thought it was pretty fascinating with the benefits the benefits that it highlighted of training in a fasted state. So I'm not going to go completely in depth of everything in this study, but I will link it in the description box below. And while I talk about some of the benefits of training in a fasted state, I'm going to show you all some clips on the screen of me just doing a chest and back workout. Won't be the full workout, just a couple of clips, so you all don't just have to watch me talk to you all the entire video. So let's get right into it. So with this study, first of all, it was published by the Journal of Applied Physiology, and the study was done comparing people training in a fasted state versus training in a fed state. And keep in mind, this study only had 20 participants, so I think that's one thing you can critique about this study. It did not have a lot of participants in it, but there were 10 individuals training in a fasted state, and the other 10 individuals were training in a fed state. Now, all of the individuals for this study were healthy, and the participants participated in a 6-week endurance training program. So that's also important to note that this was for endurance training. So as I said earlier, I won't review the entire article, but I do want to point out some key findings that were discovered in this study. So fasted training is more effective in increasing the muscular oxidative capacity, and based on the study, training fasted prevented the decrease of blood glucose concentration. Also, consistent fasted training can aid in improving endurance exercise performance. And then last but not least, fasted training was shown to increase the rate of fat oxidation more than training in a fed state. So I thought, all of those findings were pretty fascinating, especially because I'm looking to, optimize the amount of fat that I'm losing right now. And I have been on a consistent path of, losing weight on a weekly basis with this intermittent fasting. And I'm just trying to increase my knowledge of the topic so that everything that I do can be at the optimal level. So, I've done intermittent fasting in the past before, but there were some mistakes that I made, which I will cover in another video. But I'm trying to correct those mistakes this time around, and then make it more of a long-term thing to where I'm not just doing intermittent fasting when I'm cutting down, but even if I want to maintain or go into a lean bulk. Notice I said lean bulk because I will never be doing a dirty bulk again, but just learn how to properly do everything to become as efficient as possible with intermittent fasting. So I know a lot of people may struggle with working out in a fasted state because they may feel like they lack energy and things like that. So, to those people, I will say it's very important what you are putting in your body during that eating window. That could definitely have an impact on you. But also, if at all it was possible for me to train like right before my eating window started, then I would probably prefer to do that. But with my schedule, that's just not possible. So my gym opens up at 5 a.m. So if I work out, let's say from 5 a.m. to about 6:15 or 6:30 a.m., that's typically how long my workout will probably take, including stretching and all of that. If I wanted to eat after that, let's say I wanted to have my first meal at 7 a.m., my eating window is only 6 hours. I really do not want to be done eating that early in the day if I have my first meal at 7 a.m. So that's why I push my eating window out to like the middle of the day, because I'm fine with, not eating breakfast and things like that. But if I have if my eating window was from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., then by the time the evening came around, I wouldn't prefer that. I haven't tried it, so, I don't know how it would make me feel or if it would have any impact on me. But I just prefer to not have breakfast in the morning and just wait until, the middle of the day to have that first meal. So that's why I do not train right before my eating window starts, because I just don't have that flexibility with my schedule right now. Now on the weekends, I typically will train at around 11 a.m. or noon. And then by the time I get home, it is time for me to start my eating window. So on the weekends, I'm able to, start eating right after I work out, which definitely feels, a lot better to me than, working out and then having to wait a couple of hours, well, more than a couple of hours, having to wait some hours being on that empty stomach. But I can't deny what the studies and the research says. Like I said, despite it only being 20 participants in this study, I'm going to go back to training in that fasted state and just see the results that I get from that. So I hope this video was helpful to people, especially if you are doing intermittent fasting. I did have someone reach out to me and say that they are extremely hungry after they work out in the morning, but their eating window is later in the day. So that's kind of where I got the idea to do some research around this topic and address whether or not they should be working out during that eating window, after that eating window, or is it really better to train in a fasted state, which I think it is. So also, if you're new to intermittent fasting, then yes, I definitely understand some of the difficulties you may have starting out, because one, you already are not used to having, let's say you're doing that 8-hour eating window and 16-hour fast. You're already not used to that. So then when you combine that with working out fasted, it can definitely be a shock to you. So if you need to work out during your eating window and kind of progress until you're ready to train in a fasted state, then do that. But for me personally, I will be working out in a fasted state going forward, and we will see what the results are. So like this video, please, because this helps get my content out to more people, and also subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.